What is up everybody, welcome back to the Movement channel, it's your boy Cameron Bash here, and today we're here to talk about the truth when it comes to one of the WWE game's newest modes, a little thing called MyFaction. On the surface level, I would guess that a lot of people think they know the truth about this game mode that was added into WWE 2K22, but I would argue that there is another layer to this truth that most people don't want to admit to themselves, and I'm going to break that down for you here today. But before we do that, hit that like button. Go on. You know you want to. Just do it. For Rom. And his hair. Make sure he doesn't go bald again, folks. Go on. Like the video. So, MyFaction. This is a game mode that is self-described by 2K themselves as a franchise first that lets you collect, manage, and upgrade WWE superstars with weekly events and regular updates. Headed into the release of WWE 2K22, the community was pretty divided when it came to this mode. 50% of people seemed to be excited or at least curious as to what this mode could offer, while the other 50% seemed to swear it off from the get-go, predicting that it would be a microtransactions hellhole. However, when the game finally released, people on both sides of that divide became united as one. But they didn't come together because they all loved the mode, they didn't come together because they all hated the mode. The WWE Games community was united as one because simply, hardly anyone cared about MyFaction. This is the part of the truth that I believe everyone across the board understands. While MyFaction seemingly has a lot of moving parts, from daily login bonuses to 3 different types of game modes to a deck builder and a store, the mode presents itself as having a lot going on. But in reality, it's a repetitive grind fest that doesn't reward the player in any significant way for participating in that grind. Literally, the only thing that you'll have to show for putting in the hours into this mode are the achievements/trophies that are earned from it, but those haven't really been a source of any relevant bragging rights since the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 generation of consoles. This has resulted in players not finding the mode worth their time, and hence, they don't care about it. On top of that, this mode has been at the centre of controversy within the wider WWE Games community due to the exclusive character models that get locked behind it. People are really upset over the fact that 2K have put efforts into making new character models for the game, only to put them inside of a mode that nobody really cares about. It becomes increasingly frustrating when you can see that MyFaction is 2K's main priority, and at this point in the game's life cycle, it's literally the only mode that they continue to provide new content for. That's the part of the truth that everyone knows. But I believe there is another side to this truth, and I don't think that this is a side that most people would like to admit because of all of the negative feelings that they hold towards MyFaction currently. While MyFaction is currently a mode that most people either don't care about or have grown to despise in some sort of way because of the exclusivity controversy, the difficult truth for some people to swallow is that with very minimal efforts and changes, this entire game mode can go from being a dead fish in the water that no one really cares about to being the heart and soul of the community and the main reason that people boot up their copy of the game. Some of you might have already clicked off the video just from that sentence alone, but if you really take a moment to think about it, you'll realise that it's the truth. There are just 2 simple things that this mode needs to have to completely turn things around. The first is an online component. Adding online to this mode would take it from being a mundane task that players complete in a vacuum on their own, to being a competitive experience that has a community of other players around it. A big part of the reason this mode has failed in WWE 2K22 is because there's no interaction with other players. You can't battle them, you can't see their progress in various modes, you can't even do something as simple as look at their card collection to see how it compares to your own. It's this lack of community and engagement with other people that doesn't make it appealing to a wider player base. The second thing that MyFaction needs is an ability to express yourself and show off in a way that feels meaningful to the players. Adding online to the mode will already provide that value to a certain extent, but it's something that needs to be nurtured over time to keep players excited. Earning cards from the 3 game modes MyFaction has to offer and using those against other players will only be interesting for so long. They need to be hosting weekly events that players can enter, where if they complete certain tasks in a set period of time, or finish in the top percentage of players, they'll earn exclusive rewards that won't be obtainable anywhere else. Features like this is what will keep players coming back to the mode on a consistent basis, not just to earn each week's exclusive rewards, but to then take those rewards and brag about them not only amongst your friends, but online as well. This is the type of stuff that gets content creators engaged, which in turn causes them to make videos and streams about the mode, which in turn causes even more people to want to play the mode. This is how an active community can be formed around MyFaction, and like I said, I know a lot of people out there may not want to admit this due to how they feel about MyFaction right now, but remember this video, because if these two things are implemented into whatever MyFaction mode is called in WWE 2K23, then you can bet your asses that a lot more people are going to be playing and talking about the mode than they do now. But of course, as usual, those are just my thoughts and I would love to hear yours. Do you, like I, believe this to be the truth? Or is the truth about MyFaction different to you? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more pro wrestling video game coverage. Thanks very much for watching this video and we'll see you soon for another one. Peace.